feel you, but I got to ask you this now.
What's up, April?
And I'm gonna need you to fill me in because I could be, and no, I won't pause. That pause shit is for young dudes whose manhood is under attack. I'm 60, mine isn't. I'm gonna have to ask you. Wasn't there a time that there was a white girl that came over here and ran all willy-nilly with the word nigga, and people were upset with you about the tack you took with it?
No, because she didn't run willy-nilly. What happened was people was trying to run with a narrative that it was ran willy-nilly. She got put in her place, and her daddy got put in his place.
Okay, well, like I said, I just bring it up. I didn't know, not judging. And you're absolutely right.
That's a fair question because people they try to paint me as a certain narrative all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just what it is. And I'm glad you did ask the question for clarity instead of accusing me like most people would have done. So I appreciate it.
You know what, Sharon, bruh? There are, and this is my own personal growth. There are things that people say and do on social media that if I really don't like, well, nigga, make some clips and talk about it. But don't
don't accuse me.
Don't accuse. Well, I do this. I look at the facts and I call balls and strikes. That's why it's a lot like prime example. I pay no attention to the half-raised porch monkeys in your chat. And you won't throw them out. So whoever, I'm not right now, I'm ignoring the chat. I've turned it off. I don't know what you're going to say to this, but to those of you who have bullshit to say to me, I won't talk about your mom, but I will suggest that you go fuck your mother's dog. Now, yeah, it's just a suggestion. You don't have to fuck your mother's dog.
No.
You don't have to, but you can. Feel free to. Feel free to if you don't like what I said. And please know that I'm not watching what you type. Now let's see you. Now here's where you see the social dysfunction. Okay. Watch these monkeys start typing in response to what I say as if I'm really looking at the chat. And I'm really not. On my children's eyes, I'm not looking at the chat. And I'm not gonna. This is my new thing. I like it's like having special needs kids in the cage, like the hills have eyes. One of your eyes is higher, and I just come by and just rattle your fucking cage and keep walking. I don't care what your response is. I'm on my way to something more important.
Right. So,
but yeah,
yes.
So, but at any rate, I'm I'm not anti anything. I'm just incredibly fucking pro-black.
And I think that is fair, but my only issue is that a lot of these black conservatives, Uncle Jack, they claim that they are pro-black and they love black folks so much. However, they allow non-black folks to talk about black folks. I have an issue with that.
Well, that's because they think they're American before they're black.
Oh,
you think you're American before you're black. You think that same thing with women who make
that was a good call. That was a good call, Jeff.
That's a very interesting point. Let me make sure this is my homegirl. Good day, Chanel. Is that you?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? I just want to make sure that was you because I see you probably from a different place.
I'm good.
Okay. Welcome to the show, beautiful. What is your thoughts? Chanel, you're the only beautiful one here. So what is your thoughts?
Muted. She might be muted. Yeah, good. Thank God. Thank God that you feel that way, sir.
While she get her microphone together.
Yeah, she might be muted or something.
Yeah, she might be muted on her side. Maybe she don't realize it, but you are muted. I don't know how she muted herself. Or maybe she got a phone call or something of that nature. But hood service. So that's where we stand at with the situation of you agreeing with like people like Nick Fuentes and saying that it is okay for non-black folks to talk down on black folks. I have an issue with that. And why don't you, hood-servative?
You know, Sharon, you have a way of phrasing things or framing a question that I have to just completely reject the entirety of the question. I'll speak to the issue though, but we're going to put your question on the side table for the children. That's a kiddie table question. I don't hate Nick Fuentes, because it's hard for me to criticize a person who makes the same observations that I may make.
What?
I'd like to respond to that when it's my turn.
Please go ahead.
Okay.
I'd like to hear your response to that.
Here's my huge issue with that, Hood Conservative. There are a number of things, a number of flaws about my daughter that you may pick up when you see her, that I may speak to her either on the spot or in private about. If you open your mouth, Hood Conservative, I warn you now, if you ever meet my daughter and you open your mouth foul in front of her, I will blow your brains out on the 50-yard line of the Super Bowl at halftime in a white fucking suit. Because it is not your place to tell the truth, because you don't own the truth. The truth isn't yours. There are certain things that I am dead ass right about Iran, about put the names up, bro. You know I'm high. About Conscious Moron, about Lord
Jeff.
There are things.
Line now, that's a lot, Jeff. That's a lot.
Bruh, I will walk out. I will moonwalk. If you put your hands on my baby, I will moonwalk out to the 50-yard line, get attention, and then turn around and put my shit to your temple and splatter the goddamn mascot with your brains. I have no problem with that.
As long as you do that shit during that Kendrick Lamar performance, that would have made it better.
That's hilarious. But here's my point. Okay, let's not get away from the point.
What's your rebuttal to that? Because that's a very good point. Damn.
Especially, well, let me add some more while he figure his shit out. Especially in light of I could put up some pictures here and ask you to keep your opinion. Those will be pictures of lynchings. Those will be pictures of water hoses. And there's this one video I know this man and his family hates. And everybody gonna know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about when I bring it up. You know the dude that get blew up against the wall in black and white with the water hose? How many times have you seen that? We've seen that 500 times in black and white. He's on the right side of the screen. The water hose is coming from the left, and it blasts this brother up against the wall. Everybody has seen that. I want you to think about that, Hood Conservative. When you think about a white man who is running his mouth reckless about our people, and I want you to ask yourself this. If your mother had a flat tire on the side of the road in the wrong side of this country, and those who mean us harm were about to do harm to your mother, what do you think this dude talking would say or do?
I would like
again with all the leading questions. That's crazy. Let me respond real quick though.
How's that a leading question?
Can you hear me?
Just let him respond. It's okay. Let him respond.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, the assumption that the vast majority of them will just harm you at random is a little bit too much for me. I've traveled too far and wide to just assume that.
Okay.
I think the issue is this, Jeff. Father to father, girl dad to girl dad. I accept your premise 1000%. I'm not going to pick at it at all, right? Now, let's set our actual fatherhood aside because we both actually have daughters. But let me make the point objectively.
Okay.
If your child, is
bro, you breaking up. You breaking up hard.
I have nothing to say.
No, I didn't hear. You broke up super duper hard, bro. Repeat that.
Can you hear me again? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I respect everything you said, right? But let's say your child is like pissing on my front step. Now I have to talk about your child pissing on my front step, and so what's happening? DC happened because they beat the crap out of some white kid who's connected to Trump, right? And so it's not like you're just being talked about for no apparent reason. Your flaws that you would like to keep hush hush are spilling onto other people's lawns, so they have to be talked about.
Okay, okay. Let's follow that for a second. Let's follow that. Let's say you're right. let's say that your steps are being pissed on, and you need to talk to me personally about my daughter pissing on your steps. That's an infraction. That's not an observation. Here's an observation. When the dude who isn't a white supremacist, is not a white supremacist, that lives across the street, is standing on the porch next door to full-on Nazis, and he's standing on their porch, and he makes a comment that's even, although accurate, even mildly snide about my daughter pissing on your steps. You know what my plan is? My plan is to wait till it's late at night and light their back porch on fire, and they all run out the front. Right when they get in the grass, let them have it.
Goddamn.
Because they have no business with their mouth on my daughter. I don't give a damn. She took a shit on your porch. I don't like the way
Now you see, Jeff, we gone too far here, because the issue isn't people talking about the daughter. The issue is the daughter shitting and pissing all over porches and lawns.
No, brother. No. Here's why that's not the issue. Because we haven't discussed whether or not my daughter pissing on your steps should be punitive. Maybe my daughter pissed on your steps because she's been standing outside in the rain at the wrong address.
You see how far you just stretched that, bro? That was a reach like a bug, bro.
Okay, so
that was a Mr. Fantastic reach, bro.
Wait a minute. That was a reach. But someone pissing on your steps ain't. I gotta wonder where you live, sir.
That's a.
Well, hold on. That's a polite metaphor. That's a polite metaphor. But the white kid got beat up. That's not piss on step. That's an actual factual. So I'm using a polite metaphor. But it's a real thing.
Hold on. So no, this is why. I want to jump in real quick. This is why it's not a real thing. And Uncle Jeff is spot on by saying that you went to an extreme, and this is why he had to go ahead and assist with the extreme as well.
And now I'm extreme.
Right. So he had so he could just build on the topic that you was having, right? But the problem is that when we are talking about our people, is one thing when we criticize our people, but it's another version when other people criticize our people, not criticize them, they people. That's when it becomes an issue. It's one thing saying, hey, black folks is doing XYZ, but they ain't never talking about the white folks that's doing XYZ, or the Mexican, or the XY, whoever else. Talk about them first. Don't talk about us first and acting like we are the ones that's bringing America down when it ain't us, and we are not majority of the population to bring it down in the first place.
It's called using black pain to build wealth. And there are a lot of brothers, a lot of white people who do that. And let's not talk about DJ, what's his name, and his comment a couple of days ago, right? About FBAs. Yeah. Somebody who would have been a nobody if it wasn't for us, right? Building out his platform, bringing through, saying these artists. And then the way they kind of handled us, though, is bullshit. Fat Joe should know better. He should know better than that shit.
Well,
yet he disrespects us too.
No, we don't own anything. Like, the only time people gonna really know and care is when you have some stake in it. We don't have any stake in it, so why would they really care what we say?
But to say you created hip hop, that Puerto Ricans created hip hop, that's disrespect.
We don't have any stake in it, so we can't claim any of it, unfortunately.
No, we do have stake in it. We do claim it, and nobody believes that nobody believes that Latino anyway.
I got that.
You know what I'm saying? He a Latino.
I got that.
Well, no one else is responsible for your history but you.
Right.
That's number one. I am so glad, I am so glad that they are taking Black history out of schools, because it was lies anyway. There is, as I told my children, do you know who's responsible for what your children know about Black history? They said us. I said, wrong, me. As their grandfather, I'm the one who can tell them the furthest I can reach back is 1904, and I can't reach back any further because of what happened to us as a people. But I can tell you who your people are to there. I'm not. I don't make anyone responsible. Guess who else don't make America responsible for teaching their kids? Armenians, Koreans, Chinese. They got writing on the walls. You go in their neighborhood, you don't know if you're in a hospital or a goddamn pet store. You don't know where you are. And they don't make you responsible for teaching their kids. Only we allow our oppressors to teach our children.
But like how I was raised, like we learned both. We learned how the oppressors thought and what the actual factual was. Like,
sure,
I had people like literally give me like firsthand accounts, and then, but they was like, "No, you gonna learn what he say too, because you gotta know what he say
right.
to defeat them.
You got to know your enemy."
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing our generation has forgot to, because like I said, my uncle, he kind of told me the story how we got, because I was born in Ohio, but my family from Alabama. I'm like, how you get up here? And he couldn't read or write or anything, but he said, my grandmother got a white man was hitting on her in the town we from, and he had to whip on him, and he had to leave town. Like,
sheesh. That's a L story. And somebody like Hood
You don't never hear those stories.
Yeah, Hood Service said that's not a real story.
You don't never hear them stories.
Kyler, he was so country. But like he didn't go. The crazy part is I was born in 78. He didn't go back till I was born, and like he left early 30s because my mom eventually ended up moving up there, meet my father and everything. But he was up there. I want to say early. It had to be like late 1920s.
And so my main problem that I do be having, Uncle Jeff, is that a lot of Black conservatives, they are just talking a lot of talking points with no facts behind it. They just throw a bunch of crazy. They say, look at these women twerking, like that have something to do with the Black community as a whole. That is such a small part of the Black community that it shouldn't even be talked about. Gangster rap music shouldn't even be talked about it being a part of our toxic culture. What about all the other cultures that we have put forth into the forefront?
All of that, I put that all. I put that all in the same big bag of so fucking what. I don't. Number one, what other people think of you is none of your business. We have plenty to keep us busy, other than worried about what some backwards inbred banjo picking country fuck trailer trash has to say. As you can tell, I've said that before because it goes right out my face.
I think, Jeff, even though there's a lot of truth in that, especially like from a self-confidence point of view, the reality is, though, I think Black folk do want the respect of other groups of people, whatever that may mean to you individually. And in order to be respected, you must do things of respect. And that's where the rubber hits the road. Like only winners get really respected. And so ultimately you have to do the things that make people look up to you. Otherwise, it's just a desire.
Okay. Well, if I may, go ahead, brother Conscious, if you want to go ahead.
We actually have, if you think about it, our plight here in America to make nothing, to be taken from everything and still be, I don't want to say as good as we should be, but still be a factor in this country. That's amazing in itself. Like, could you think the white boy could do? Nick, for instance, is complaining about his plight of the last 8 years. Think about our plight of the last 80 years, bro. That's nothing.
Yes. Furthermore, brother Conscious, I am wow. You just cracked my brain open on something. Do you understand that we can actually separate Black tragedy in this country from slavery because there's plenty more? There's plenty more. Crack isn't plenty more. COINTELPRO isn't plenty more. And I'm not using those as excuses. Let's discuss. First off, I feel that Republican and Democrat are terms that white people use to describe each other. They ain't even think about your Black ass. You ain't even, you're the dread. Really? You really think that? Okay. Anyway, two, I believe that Republican values are excellent in a vacuum. If you take out redlining, if you take out Flint water, if you take out sending lead paint on purpose to inner city schools to paint the walls with, if you take out on sending on purpose toys with lead paint in them in the 70s that were discontinued for having lead paint in them, these are facts. If you discount the trains of free weapons that were dropped off, I happen to know people. I happen to have seen a shipment dropped off one morning in my alley in Chicago. Now, if you're going to take all of that out, then the Republicans are absolutely right. But you're not going to take that out. And they're not. And you can forget you black all you want to. They never will. And a hush fell over the goddamn room.
Made me think about what Don King said. If you're a rich nigga, you're still gonna be a nigga.
Damn.
I'll tell you, okay.
That was good.
If I could.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
If I could, something Conscious just said. Bruh, let me tell you something. Conscious, if you hit Powerball this weekend, and blessings to you, I hope that happens if you play. There is a neighborhood here in Los Angeles called Hancock Park that if you hit Powerball for $300 million, you can't move in because ain't none of them people gonna sell you a house.
Damn.
They don't sell their houses like that. Brother Saul, when cousin Micah and cousin Rachel get married, Uncle Saul and Uncle Abraham get on the phone, and Uncle Saul sells that house to them through Uncle Abraham, and your ass ain't gonna never get the keys to it. That's how they get down. And black people love, especially black Republicans, they love factoring that shit out because that gives them a chance. That gives them the opportunity to use talking points to show their frustrations for their own people. And they don't have to do that because I'm frustrated with the same niggas you are, Hood Conservative. I don't like that shit neither. But do I think, am I foolish enough to think that Republicans are my friends? Brother, no, I am not. And I have lived life at its highest and lowest levels. And I'm telling you, I don't.
Great point. That's a great point. The fact that they believe that all of a sudden because you vote that way that they're gonna care more about black folks. That's not the case.
What? Don't hit me upside the head with this friendship argument as if the majority of black folk have been voting for Republicans, right? Your friends don't convince your woman to live apart from your man. Your friends don't convince your daughters to abort your offspring, right? That's not friend behavior. And that's not the Republicans. That's the Democrats that black folk have been stuck with for 60, 70 years. So you can miss me with that little friend argument, bro. Let's find real friends if that's who you got on the table.
To connect AB to just a democratic situation, to instead of that, people are using baby deletion as a form of birth control is crazy. We know that it's not just a female thing at that. Majority of the men that impregnate those women, they want the woman to go ahead and do it in the first place. That's why they
no.
Still doesn't make it
Her body.
This is also why
her body, her choice, bro.
Make it any less reckless or irresponsible.
Her body, her choice. You can't put that on me at all. You cannot put that on me whatsoever. If her body, her choice is the law of the land, I am out the equation no matter how much I gave her.
So the problem is is your body, your choice first. You put your body.
No, I chose coochie. She chose murder.
You
Those
chose
are different choices. My choice was a life-making choice. Her choice is a life-ending choice. Don't act like we're the same. We are not the same.
It is the same because
No, it
the
isn't.
majority of men that do it, they are all for it. They the ones that's paying for it. They the ones that would force the girl to go ahead and do it. We got two examples of men in the red pill community that literally force the girls to do it. Literally.
Okay. If I could, I have a solution to this. And I'm gonna need y'all's help. I'm gonna start my campaign work on it. I think you've seen your last president. We're not gonna have another one, which is why I am running for emperor. As emperor, I will be able to make laws unilaterally. One of them will be my body, my choice. I believe every woman should have my body, my choice, to include prostitutes. If you want to sell it, you should be able to. And this will be the law. Every Planned Parenthood will share a parking lot with a Denny's and a Whole House. This way, if prostitution is legal, now there is a place that is state sanctioned. These women are clean and sexy. These is women that like to fuck anyway. They are going to do so on behalf of the state so that you don't waste good girls' time that you want to date, and you can go right here, and for the price of a weekend, you can fuck a girl and recreationally sport fuck. That way, nobody's getting pregnant. Nobody's getting hamstrung. Now we don't have those issues. And I also agree with you, Brother Sharon. No man gets to tell a woman what to do, how to be responsible after his sperm leaves him. Your turn at responsibility is before you have sex with her. Your question is to ask yourself, why are you laying down with somebody and giving them the power to destroy 2 decades of your life? Why are you doing that? If you don't see this woman carrying your seed, do not put it in her. Go across the street, have you some Denny's, and go on in this Whole House where they fucking at.
Blue plate.
Now,
I'm glad I've never been to a Denny's. You know.
No, Sherrod. And now I'm gonna tell you this, and I'll land it here. If you get a woman pregnant in a state of affairs like I just mentioned,
yes, this is live.
You are absolutely on the hook for child support, because there's a place you could have went and fucked for fun. You could have went and sport fucked. I gave you a place to sport fuck with some girls that was fine. The Whole Houses will have ratings. Okay. If you want to go fuck, some sixes. Here's a 6-rated Whole House.
Oh, the yelp.
I mean, it's an interesting point, you know, because a lot of men out here, you know.
I agree with him a little bit on it. I don't know about the Denny's part, but it should be sanctioned. I definitely agree with that, because you could use tax benefits. You go get a lot of dudes who can't get none, who feel rejected. They go, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be able to release, get it off from their.
Come on.
You know, I kind of see what he's saying, but I don't know about the Denny.
Okay, well, okay. Right now, I'm considering you for my cabinet, brother. Brother Conscious. You can pick the restaurants. You work on that. Think about it.
Okay.
The grand point I am making is that prostitution works opposite of family. Family is a group of workers. That's
Brother
why.
Jack,
Yes, sir.
Brother Jeff, you realize outside of maybe Nevada, prostitution is generally illegal.
Yes.
So, I mean, should every man in the country travel to Nevada?
No, I just said I was
I
emperor.
don't.
Prostitution is no.
Okay, okay, all right. Never mind. I forgot Emperor game. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
Continue.
Yes, thank you. Yes, this is, and what we are speaking is quite possible. I really could run against this dude. The national anthem would become Flashlight. There would be weed being blown into cars as they go onto the freeway, which would there would be a lot less speeding and a lot less accidents, a lot more courtesy.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see you try it.
Damn, I haven't did one of those in a long time. Goddamn. I think you the first one since I came back, Uncle Jeff. They said, oh shit. I said, give Uncle Jeff a timeout, please. Sheesh. Also, we got Dolomite. He says, Malcolm X, everyone, the truth is dangerous in the community. Shout out to Dolomite. Shout out to Slimmy. Oh, crazy as hell.
I didn't want to step all over Jeff's little emperor scenario fantasy game with some white man logic, but I'm pretty sure as emperor, you don't get elected. Nobody votes for the emperor. You just somehow become under his rule one day. Like how this happened to me.
Right, but what Uncle Jeff is really talking about is for all the men that don't want to have responsibility of creating babies and worrying about women deleting their babies. You could go ahead and sport fuck. You go get you some food, go sport sex. I'm trying not to curse. And I'm trying not to, you know what I'm saying? And you go ahead and you do your damn thing. So this way you don't gotta worry about baby deletion. So now the women that want to have babies, they out there in the world looking, and they're gonna find the other men that's at the IHOP because Denny's is where the hoes at. So IHOP must be where the good girls at. So they go to the IHOP, they do their damn thing, find a partner, and they do their thing. They don't need no plan B. But the problem is, it's a lot of men out there. They out there sport sexing, and then they either try to make the girl to force her to take a plan B, or they putting up $300 themselves to make sure she go ahead and get that baby deletion. That's the issue.
We were doing really good. We spent this whole day not getting into a gender politics thing. I only brought up the whole AB issue to talk about the idea that Republicans are somehow not your friends, but black folk are definitely not in a friendship with the Democrats if this is what they have to offer. That was my whole point. It's not. I do not want a gender war with you tonight. I don't.
No problem.
And that's
Welcome
not
back
even
to
to
the
talk
show,
about.
Slimmy. Why you do that to that man? What up,
Man,
Slimmy?
I ain't want to be up here at the same time with that fool. No. No, man, I just thought it was just too extreme, man. Like, come on, man. We can't be championing prostitution, dog, as a means of birth control. Like that's ultimately what he was saying. Like,
Right.
just sleep with a prostitute so you can't have kids. Like, nah, dog. We just gonna
And
be
look.
disciplined. We're gonna be
I
disciplined.
mean, that's not even
We
to
not.
speak of the
Hold on, let him finish.
STD rates and STI rates, right?
Let him finish.
Well, yeah, that too. But we gonna be disciplined and just choose the right woman, dog. We all be making mistakes out here, man. We just slept with some booger wolves, just because we had too many drinks at the bar. But when you sober, think things through, man, and just get with the right woman, man. Like at the end of the day, it might not last forever. Shoot, it might last 2 months. It might last a year. But man, think things through before you mess around. It's easier said than done. I understand. I understand. It's way easier said than done because dude was right. Once you decide you want to shoot up the club, well, then it is her decision. You leaving that up to the woman. Like she don't have to be with you. She don't have to allow you around them kids. Don't even put yourself in that situation. I'm 45. I ain't got no kids for a reason. I could talk this because I was a very well-known person amongst battle rappers on a college campus full of people. Yes, I didn't have my fair share, but I was smart about it. You gotta be smart. You gotta be smart, man. That's
Or
just the
other
bottom line, and a lot of us are being reckless. Yeah, women being reckless too, but we gotta be leaders. We gotta be men. We gotta be leaders, man. We gotta be leaders. And yeah, I do agree that they need to change some of the shit. I don't even agree with abortion. I'm completely against it. But you allowing it to be in the woman's hands once you decide to shoot. You don't even gotta shoot up the club, dog. Just really think about that. You don't have to shoot up the club. You don't. You don't have to look this woman in her eyes while she's right there on you, and you just release. Hell no, dog. Man, hell no. No, can't do that, bro. Like,
Especially
can't do that.
and if she's Spanish, all you gotta do is kiss her on the cheek.
What?
yeah, you having Monday Night Mexican fight over here.
That's wild. That is wild.
Gentlemen who are around you on the college campus were as responsible as you.
Do I think what?
The gentlemen who were around you on that college campus were responsible as you, or they were just shooting up the club like, man.
Yeah, y'all know one of them. His name is Chaotic Truth. He was on the same college campus. That's my dog.
But
y'all went to the school at the same time?
We went to the same college, yes, sir.
At the same time?
Yep. Yeah, that's my dog in real life. Yeah. He was there. It was dudes. See, it was dudes there. It was dudes running it up. Don't get that shit twisted. It was dudes running it up. They was being reckless. But I noticed it was dudes. They wasn't associating with a certain type of woman there. She could be. They weren't gonna do it. Them dudes was thinking about their future, and like a lot of dudes, they just was like, I'm not messing with that. Maybe it was because I really can't tell you the reason, but dudes they was staying away from certain type of women, and it was dudes that just wasn't dealing with no white girls, and it was mostly white girls there. It was dudes they just weren't gonna deal with no white girls, bro. They wasn't, and like I can't now the football and the basketball team. I don't know. They was running it up. It wasn't on the field in the court. They was running it up though, man. Like
locker room.
They said they was doing suicides and not on the basketball court.
Oh yeah, that's where I learned the term campus loot, bro. Campus loot. That was a term that I learned at that school, and they wasn't playing no games about that. It was women that was just getting ran through. But the thing is, though, once you know that that's campus loot, you definitely should strap up, and you definitely shouldn't shoot up the club.
Right.
So it's simple. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to be the accountable ones, man. We know women gonna be emotional. We know women gonna be reckless. We know what women are gonna do. But we gotta be accountable.
So Hood Service said he didn't want to turn this into a gender war. That's fine. So I got a question for you, Slimmy. Do you think we should hold black people more accountable than any other race in America?
For what? Well, you gotta be specific.
I wish they were specific. So that's why it has to be so general. So for the negative things that happens in America.
What? What?
We are responsible for all the negative things that happen in America. So anything
that's not true.
Anything that happened negative in the blue state is black people's fault.
No, that's not true.
Welfare, welfare, Slimmy, they always say, "Oh, that's black people's fault."
Well, it's more white people on welfare than black. But the thing is, the problem is like we didn't need none of that stuff. This where I will hold black people accountable. Okay. We made it through slavery, we made it through civil rights together, and then it seems as if once the black woman decided to divest from the black man and take on the independent role, we just made it look like it was all women, and we still stopped trying to find the good ones, which is understandable. That's understandable. That's fair. Like you see all these women, they on their independent journey. It's all the music, and that's a part of the problem. Like we allowed a certain group to dictate what our black culture is. And you know what group I'm talking about, because they control the media, they control entertainment, So we allowed them to dictate what black culture is. And see the problem with black people, we're so programmed. You know, we fall for the same plays. We are the most programmed group because it's easy to program us because all of us look alike.
Wait a
All
minute.
black. So
You don't
you
think
can't
black
you
is
can't
programmed?
so the thing is Irish people, Italians, Russians, all those groups of people, they look the same, even though we all know that they're different. Overall, they look the same because their skin is the same color. So black people, we are easily programmed because in all reality, they can show African babies on TV and have us donate, and we just program instantly. Oh, they look like us. We gotta help them, right? So this is all programming. Then if you see somebody all across, and maybe in Louisiana or whatever, they might have been a fucking criminal, right? They might have been a criminal. They might have been a criminal who escaped or whatever they did, and you see black people helping them out, right? And we're automatically just thinking like, damn, we gotta help these people out too. They look like us, but we are relinquishing ourselves from any moral code to do some of these things. That's our problem. Is the programming.
You don't
So
think
for
other
instance, another instance is we started accepting sassy culture. Like that was not a black thing. It was taboo. It was taboo. It was taboo in the 80s. Come on now, Sharon.
What
You
about
know,
the Renaissance?
you know that was taboo.
You ever heard of
Now we got Tyler Perry. Now we got Tyler Perry and wearing dresses is cool.
Did you see It's Like Candy video before? It's like
candy.
Yeah, that video was.
You can't don't do cameo like that. Don't do cameo like that. Don't do cameo like that. But yeah, they was teetering. Prince was teetering. They were teetering on the line. But what I'm saying is now it's overwhelming though. Can we agree that now it's overwhelming? And we've been programmed to think like, okay, for instance, look at, I don't know if y'all saw Lil Uzi Vert yesterday when they showed a picture of him. He had on a blouse and he had on sheer gloves. And he looked like a woman. He looked like a woman. And this is now the norm for, even if we thought they were bad rappers, even if we're not supposed to look at them as any type of model, citizen, or whatever, or role model. Excuse me, that's what I'm looking for. If we're not supposed to look at them as a role model, they still had a certain distinguished look. They look pretty tough. Most of them did, but now they look sassy. They look sassy now. It's a lot of it's just like everything is freaking Rainbow War.
But so don't you think? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Conscious. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you saying all people are programmed because look how MAGA acts. Like even with the Epstein list, man. Like people are programmed. Unfortunately, they don't want to think for themselves. I don't just think it's black people because like
no, it's not. It's not. But what I'm only referring to the question I was asked though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm saying what I think the problem is. If we're gonna go with that narrative to blame black people for things that's going on, okay. Well, the programming is the problem. We've been programmed. We listen to everything. I could go back to the whole fucking thing where I was up here talking earlier about Jay-Z. That was programming. He wanted to be the face of the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, we're gonna let you be the face, but you gotta be the face of gentrification too. And we gonna hide our hand and we gonna put this Russian in front of everything and make you think that this Russian is the owner. How 5 years later the Russian not even the owner no more?
Damn.
He's not even the owner anymore. He just got out of there. What? Because they was a losing franchise? They still making money. Why would he just disappear? Frontmen. They were the frontmen. They were the frontmen for gentrification to change over Brooklyn. Who runs New York? The same group. Come on now, it's the same group. They program everybody. They program us to think that it, and people gonna think I'm crazy for this. And this is also programming to think that white supremacy actually exists and is a real thing. Because who's white?
Now this is where I want to jump in. You were
Who's white?
earlier getting on me. You were earlier getting on me about Nick Fuentes, right? Who is questionably white himself, right? And
Huh?
these are all. No, I'm saying Nick Fuentes is questionably white. Now the point is,
Wait. You might be having me confused with somebody. I didn't argue
no,
with
no,
nobody.
no, 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 no. It's not you. It's not you. I want to jump in at that point because you're building up to something that they were getting on me about earlier, and
Well, you
everything
got
you're talking
well,
about.
let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You got it. You got
Let
it.
me
You got it.
finish.
Excited.
So the problem is, I want this to be known why I say there's no white supremacy, because there's green supremacy. All them people up there that got the money, they don't care what color you are. They don't care. They don't care.
You
And
know
they
why?
don't care about who don't have the money.
You know
That
why they
goes for
all the same
everybody.
color? That's why they don't care.
You say what?
They all the same color. That's why they don't care about
No,
your
they
color.
not.
It's
No, they
deeper
not.
than color, bro. It's
They
deeper than
not.
color, and
No,
that's why.
They all
Now
not.
hold on,
No,
hold
they
on.
all not the
That's
same
why.
color. They all not the
That's
same
why
color
when you
because what happened was we got indoctrinated into that too, because that's how you get a certain group that created the Divine Nine. That's how you get that group, because they wanted to be a part of that. They wanted to be a part of that 1%. Yeah, there are black people in that 1%. It ain't just them.
you
It's
talking about
it's it's green supremacy. If you got the money, you rule the world. It's
right.
you talk about like the talented tenth mentality almost in a sense.
You say what?
You talking about like the talented 10th mentality with W.E.B. Du Bois?
I don't. I'm not sure about that.
You know
But
where he
what I'm
said
referring to is Prince Hall. Prince
he
Hall.
said like 10% of black
Right.
people could tell the 90% of the other black people how to live their lives, but then they started looking
God
down,
damn, Chanel,
and then white
1,000%.
Yeah, I mean, she probably don't understand what I'm talking about.
But I know
Now
her
She
listen,
probably
son is
don't.
listen,
A lot of
listen.
people don't.
Yeah,
A lot of
I know
people
yeah.
are
her
still in
son's
their
gonna
programming. A lot of
jump
people are
in
still
there.
in their programming. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm
Earlier,
on the phone.
earlier. Nick Fuentes, you tried to hold him against me like there's something wrong here, and I just want to point out to you the reason why a lot of black folk are not tripping on a kid like Nick Fuentes, and he really, if you actually listen to him, he does not hate black folk. You when he does talk about black folk, he's not on some white supremacy, they all gotta go bullshit. You don't listen to him, so you really don't know. Most niggas really hear shit through the grapevine and take it as true. And
You
now
don't
you be having a
understand.
conversation about shit.
Right. You
The
don't
thing,
understand.
the thing is, when it comes to all of that, who's really in charge, who's making everybody fight each other for their own personal benefit, that is the shit that makes people listen to him. And that's the type of conversation that people are on right now. It's not really about this, some random white person somewhere is out to ruin your life. Like, no, there is a system out there and it's not called white supremacy.
Wow.
What is it then? What do you call it? I'm just curious. I'm not challenging you.
It's something. It tastes like bagels. That's what it reminds me of. It tastes like bagels.
Bagels? No, I'm really confused.
Definitely.
Well, because you had to taste the bagel. If you've ever tasted a bagel, you would know.
Wow.
Is this
It's what
cold?
you were saying, Slim. You get to think about it. A bagel.
That's kind of crazy.
Bagel,
Well,
yo.
no. All right, let's stop using so much code.
Yeah,
Um,
bagel, yo.
the
Bagel. You know
NOI, the NOI for the longest time has written books about the secret relationship between the blacks and the
Between
Jews.
them.
This
How
is a
about that?
controversial book that was written
Oh,
years ago. This is a controversial book that was written years ago, and then it got, the nigga Tony Martin. They tried to hound him out of public life.
yeah,
The same
that's
thing that
facts.
happens to
That's facts.
Kanye, everybody. And so, like, as a black person who knows these things, it's a lot deeper than me being mad at some random white boy because he said nigga. Listen, bro,
Thank
we
you.
got so many more serious issues. Let them niggas have it off, bro, because that is not the fight to have. If you're gonna get all bent out of shape and crash out about that shit, you're not ready for the real fight.
you crashing
Yeah,
out
no,
for
well,
that.
he teetering on the
That's
same things
crazy.
that I was talking about. I didn't understand the bagel shit though. My bad.
Well, because bagels are one of their ethnic brand foods. So,
So you
Yeah.
got to be from New York to
Oh, I didn't
understand.
know that.
Or
Yeah, me
from
neither.
yeah, dead ass,
Oh
dead
yeah,
ass,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
New
Yeah,
York.
come on, bro.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that neither.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He from New York. He from New York, and he ain't even know that.
Yeah.
Who's from New York? Sharon?
Yeah.
Stop,
Man,
Sharon.
They
Stop,
be
bro.
making them fresh.
No.
They make 'em
I
fresh.
refuse to believe that you are from New York City and you didn't know that.
Look,
Stop.
me and Izzy from the same exact neighborhood.
Okay.
Neighborhood?
Okay. I'll wait. Izzy then gave you the Irish goodbye. He ain't even sitting there because there is no way he could sit still for that. That you don't know that
I'm sitting right
bread is
here.
indigenous. Okay, is
Well,
I'm just gonna ask Iz a question. Is
Yes,
do
sir.
you think it's possible to live as an individual of any ethnicity in New York City and not know whose bread that is the preferred choice of?
What do you mean? You talking about like bread?
Bagels. Who eat bagels in New York? Is
Everybody.
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 Okay.
that might just be an outside phenomenon.
Yeah,
There might
everybody
be.
eat bagels in New York. Like, yo, that's the thing. Like in the morning, hold on. In the morning, get some bagels and cream cheese. Like, that's the thing.
So who
Everybody
No,
eat it.
That very meal. Hey, no,
Relax.
that very meal. That very meal. Do you know that meal is connected to a particular ethnic group? Bagels and cream cheese in particular, and with the salmon and all that too. But
Come on, man.
that meal is very. It's connected to a particular group. Do you know who that is?
L'chaim.
And that's how invisible. That's how invisible the situation is. You don't even know what you're fucking eating.
L'chaim.
You thought that was just a bagel. No. That's ethnic supremacy.
Absolutely. No.
New York don't rock with that like that.
Hold on, he said eating a bagel with cream cheese and the salmon is supremacy too.
No, that's not what he's saying.
That's why
That is what he said. That's literally what he just said.
No. Okay, well then let me tell you what I think he might have meant, if I may speak for him. He is speaking about the fact.
And yes, Jeff. I want to hire you as a speechwriter one day. You speak for me very well. Thank you. Please continue.
You need me, bro, because you be getting hung up here. What he is saying is that it's almost like when the scuba diver spoke to the fish. How do you deal with this cold water? And the fish goes, what water? You have been so conditioned to a particular individual's food that comes from them that it has become a default serve. It's almost like when you're acting abnormal, it's because you're acting ab-European. This is why I got behind as much as I was so proud of Allen Iverson for dressing how the hell he wanted to dress. Because the European concept of a suit with a tie was the standard. He bucked that standard, for better or for worse. And I don't think... What's that?
I don't know if that necessarily came from the Europeans.
Okay, let's look it up.
It's not like
we happen to be
ready. Let's look it up right now.
Well, no, I don't mind being wrong, but I don't like wallowing in pretend ignorance if we can all just say.
Hold on, Uncle Jeff. This is the thing. This is the problem, right? New Yorkers have a certain like, for example, right? We eat hot dogs, or we'll have pizza, or everybody eat that, or like a beef patty with cheese, or whatever the case may be, or a Subway. Everybody eat that. That's a bodega. That's a New York. That's New York shit.
Okay.
Everybody eat that.
Okay.
It's not a race. It's not a race.
It's not a race shit. It's New York.
Pizza.
It is a real thing though. It's lox and bagels. And the synagogue gives it out. The synagogues give it out. But I don't, it's not really, I wouldn't, from what I just read, I wouldn't equate it to ethnic supremacy.
Right, it's not, but you gotta realize, you gotta realize in Brooklyn, right, where we're from, it's heavy presences all over. It's a heavy Italian presence on the other side. It's a heavy a little hat presence on one side. It's a heavy Irish presence on another side. It's a heavy Jamaican presence on another side. It's a heavy Caribbean a Puerto Rican presence, a Dominican presence. So you gotta understand, New York is a melting pot. So we like it like the store we call the bodega. That's a Spanish word for the store.
Yeah.
Okay, I understood. I don't know what
Well, let me kind of bend this back into it because this is like dangerous territory for everybody's channel.
Everybody is New Yorker and all
Okay,
those
well,
blend together.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't understand. I'm gonna pretend I didn't understand any of that.
Well, we were talking we were talking about like black folk in politics and whatnot, and let's look at this melting pot thing for example, right? How has the melting pot benefited the Black American, the Native Black American, the FBA population? Has that melting pot actually been a good thing for us?
Yes.
Yes.
Right now in 2025.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
The problem is that majority of the country is just not caught up to New York. Over here in New York, we don't have these kind of problems that the rest of the country have.
Yeah,
Okay, well, where was Amadou Diallo deleted?
Right, but
That's
that's
the
a different time, right? That's a
That's the
different time.
police, right? That was a total
Okay,
different time, and
so,
that was
okay.
the police.
All right. Well, let's look at where. Yeah, there's a place, and Chicago's like a little New York. There was a time. There was a time. The same people who drew Chicago drew New York. You don't want to go down this road.
Well, let me tell you firsthand, Uncle Jeff, that I hung out heavy. I got people all over Chicago and people all over New York, and I've been to both, and I've been heavy in both. And Chicago ain't nothing like New York.
It's just different.
Okay,
It's nothing like New York.
Okay. Well, then that would mean if it's nothing like New York, that you cannot get from the uttermost south suburb to the uttermost north suburb on the train. That would mean you could not get from the uttermost east suburb to the uttermost west suburb on the train.
Uncle Jeff, y'all subways are up above. Y'all trains are
Let's not city bang. Hold on, because you were about to say you were about to make a point. Let's not city bang.
I was trying. And you're telling me that there are no subways in Chicago, no trains run underground.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that for the most part, most of the trains of New York run underground, and most of the trains of Chicago run above ground. Am I lying about that? Am I wrong about that?
New York and Chicago got too much beef to not even be close to each other. We should beef like this with Philly and Boston. We got always Chicago. Why is it always Chicago, bro?
I love Chicago. Like,
I'm
my
not
people
beefing.
are there. I love Chicago. I wear a Bulls hat all the time. In love for the Chicago, Chi-Town. I love Chicago.
My sister do as well, Miss Carter. So, but here's the thing: what me and Izzy is trying to explain is that in this day and age, we don't have that issue of this whole race situation the way how the rest of the country has it.
Okay,
like people don't.
I disagree.
You don't
You gotta understand too. For the most part,
Nah, that's cap.
for the most part, Brooklyn is heavily. For the most part, Brooklyn is still heavily segregated as well. Like it's like there's been gentrification or whatever. And like, granted, on my block, I seen a white woman running with a dog, which was wild to me. But for the most part, like it's like, yo, most of the boroughs and most of the places in Brooklyn, most of the places in Brooklyn, the towns, cities, whatever the case may be, they are like Canarsie, you're gonna find certain people there. Like Crown Heights, you're gonna find a majority of people there. Like a Flatbush or East New York, you're gonna find a majority.
Let me ask you a question.
So it's kind of people hang with their groups.
Is how many Arab stores did you see when you were a little kid walking around Brooklyn? Because when I was a kid, I remember the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans owned the stores. Now they're all Arabs. They're selling smoke stock. They got Arabs running smoke shops and EBT scams in every store now.
Okay, when I was coming up, there was
my whole point is the diversity thing.
Wait, are you asking me or what? I'm confused. Were you just asking me a question?
Good Lord.
Was it a question? I'm legitimately asking. Was that a legitimate
question? Was that a question?
No, the question was how many of these Arab stores did you see growing up? Because we're talking about diversity benefiting Black people, all this melting pot. They're melting you out.
I think it's
okay, but listen, so yeah, it was rhetorical because he keeps going. Yeah, he keeps going. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
I got a real question for you though, and this is just I don't know. And this is a very serious question. Did y'all have George Floyd protests in New York?
I wasn't living in New York then. You probably have to ask Sharon. I
for
was
Judge
Yes, they did. At least
No,
they
let-
did.
let-
Push
let-
forward.
New York niggas. He didn't ask you.
You gotta let the New
I
Yorkers
passed it
answer.
to Sharon. Like, chill.
Bro, I'm from fucking Brooklyn, nigga. Fuck you
You
talking
ain't from
about?
Brooklyn. Get the hell out.
Nigga,
Nigga, you are
I'm
not
from
from
Fort
Brooklyn.
Greene. I'm
You
from
ain't
Fort
from
Greene,
Brooklyn.
nigga. That
Talking
fucking
about
George Floyd
Chicago.
shit. That
you
George
from
Floyd shit was
Brooklyn,
downtown in
lying
front of
ass
me, nigga.
You ain't
That
from
George
I
Floyd
thought you
shit
was
was
just talking about
downtown in front of
Chicago.
me.
Nigga,
Nigga,
you
I'm
ain't
not
from
repping Chicago. I said stop
Hey, yo,
city
you believe
banging. That
that
shit
shit,
lame.
Sharon? You believe this nigga
I
from the Fort?
don't need you niggas to believe shit. The fuck
This
is wrong
nigga
with
from
you?
the Schomburg
hold on.
Library.
I
Man, you
think-
believe
I'm
that shit?
so confused.
Yeah, I'm confused too,
Excuse
Slimmy.
me,
This nigga
excuse
ain't
me,
from
gentlemen.
Hold on, y'all. One
Excuse me,
mic.
gentlemen. I hate to break this. I hate to break this concert of monkeys throwing shit up with facts, but I have I simply Googled, is there racism in New York? I got a result. Then while you guys were discussing George Floyd protests in New York City, I also got a result. Either one of those results. Now, if you don't want me, I won't put this up. I'll just Google it. Anybody else?
Go ahead and read it, Uncle Jeff.
Yeah, it was. Yes, racism exists in New York in 2025, as it does in other parts of the world. Though specific data isn't available, the long-standing existence of systemic racism is a matter of public record and continues to be a subject of ongoing discussion and concern in the city's diverse communities. State and city laws prohibit discrimination, but reports from the group like the New York Times and initiatives addressing racial inequality indicate that the issue is ongoing.
Okay, so here's a problem with what if you don't live here, you just don't understand how things move out here, right?
Okay.
For the most part, if you see mixed race people dating each other, walking down the street, holding hands, nobody bat an eyelash, nobody staring at you. They don't care if you Asian and black,
Sure.
Indian and yellow. They don't care what race it is. Everybody just go and mind their own business. Celebrities literally walk down the street with you. Spike Lee literally be walking down the street.
Yes.
Nobody even stops him at anything, right? Chris Rock, Tracy Morgan. He's somebody
Absolutely.
he's always in Times Square in his goddamn Flyers car, chilling because everybody go about their goddamn business. Also in New York, you'll see a group of kids that is every race hanging out with each other, playing basketball, roller skating, rollerblading, and doing all types of things.
How many questions?
Explain is that in our city, the race dynamic that y'all have in this that's past us is way different. Like even in Boston is way more racist than what New York City is.
I got you.
And New Jersey is also way more racist than New York City.
Okay.
And as you further go that way, you go to Pennsylvania, it gets even worse. So we don't have that same issue. We don't care about people the same way y'all do.
I think I got it. I think I understand you. Quick question. Is Howard Beach considered New York?
Come on, man. You know it is.
I don't know. No, I don't.
So
okay.
So again,
It's a yes or no?
No, not in New York. No.
Oh well, then I won't bring up the Reddit.
New York.
Nobody doing that. Because nobody really looks at Howard Beach and say, "Yeah, we going to Howard Beach." Hold on. It's very similar to Far Rockaway. Far Rockaway is New York. Everybody look at Far Rockaway as New York. Far Rockaway is Far Rockaway.
Then that's fair.
Long Island.
Most people think of the main borough.
A lot of people.
Long Island is also New York, but that's Long Island. It's its own thing. Nobody. If you ain't from Howard Beach, you don't hang out in Howard Beach.
Then I agree with you. Because that's what I saw when I stayed in Manhattan. When I stayed in Chelsea, that's what I saw. But to hear, and I see what you're saying with that progressive group of people, but there's a whole bunch of music Public Enemy has to unwrite. There's if you were to be believed, Sharon, and Howard Beach isn't a part of New York, then you're absolutely right. If you are to be believed, Izzy, then I'm gonna suggest you read this this Reddit that I just looked up, and it's a very simple question: Howard Beach, do people still consider it racist? I'm not gonna. I don't have to read it. I'll leave the. If I could, I will leave the link in the chat, and it comes down.
Yeah, but Uncle Jeff, you too. That's a small part. That's a small part of.
That's why I asked.
Of New York, but it is New York. In all fairness, but it's a small part of New York.
I
Yes,
heard y'all mention minorities like hanging out. Do like the white tea folks hang out with all these other races, or are they separate from like minorities in New York?
It's a small part of the Italian culture that lives in Howard Beach, and it's pretty much that's Daytown, and that's just what it is. And
like
nobody
Vincent.
and if you used to go over there, you don't want to stay that long anyway because
it sucks.
Yeah.
It's dirty, it's nasty, it sucks. It's not well.
It's not what we think
I think I think what happens in cities, because cities tend to like segregate almost. I don't know if it's as much redlining. I don't know if it's completely redlining. Like there's probably some planning that does go along with it. But what winds up happening either way is you have the black neighborhoods and then you have all these other neighborhoods. And so if you happen to make money and you live in the black neighborhood, eventually you want to live nicer, right? And so now you want to live, which is effectively away from the blacks. So that means you're moving into another neighborhood. And no matter how you feel about the right or wrongness of it, other people are going to look at like, nah, this is our neighborhood. You niggas need to make your shit nice and stay there. And so that's
Fort Greene is condominiums. Shut up. Fort Greene is condominiums right now. Shut up.
Hold on. So no. So you're absolutely wrong. So you act as if we don't
What
have.
am I wrong about?
You act like we don't have Jamaica Estates, which is damn near all black neighborhood. I don't understand. That's crazy coming from a New Yorker. Black folks.
No, you just talking about like Howard Beach, and they don't want you to move there and shit. I'm like, well, it is what it is. Like, it's not about them being right or wrong or racist thing. Everybody kind of feels that way about their little territory.
Right, and we also had our brownstones in Brooklyn, where now it's gentrified, where we was running rampant, and we had beautiful houses, beautiful brownstones. We always had our own nice neighborhood. This whole idea that all black folks in New York lived in the projects is crazy. This is not true.
That's just not true.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true at all.
So I think sometimes we get, and this is the problem I have with a lot of black conservatives. Sometimes we get too caught up in just the talking points, and we make it seem like all black folks were just poor in New York City. This is not. It's not.
No. Well, that wasn't the accusation, but we were talking about something like Howard Beach or whatever, and this whole phenomenon of they don't want you in other neighborhoods, and I'm just kind of talking through that. Like that's kind of what's going on.
Right. So we know way back in the days when Spike Lee made it, we had Bensonhurst. And we also had Howard Beach. Those was the two places where it's like, it was dangerous back in those days. But as we move forward into where we at now, none of them places is unsafe. You can go to any one of those places, literally.
Well, you say unsafe as if the ghetto is a safe place. I think you mean it's not as racist. Which makes it less safe technically. Like those are safer neighborhoods in general.
What Uncle Jeff is talking about when Howard Beach was unsafe.
Yes,
it was an unsafe place.
Yeah, you're talking about racism, and I'm talking about crime overall.
No, but that's not the point that they was making. Hood, you changing the complexion of the conversation.
No, not necessarily. Like, all right, listen. One of the reasons why black folk move away from black folk is because shit be happening around black folk.
No, hold on.
When you move into a less black neighborhood, less things tend to happen.
No. I'm not gonna let you. Hold on.
Listen. There's definitely a money. There's a money issue with that. Like, don't move around poor white folk. But that's generally how it is, bro.
This is not true for New York at all. So again, we have St. Albans as well. St. Albans is another affluent black neighborhood. We also have a neighborhood that's right in the borderline of Long Island and Queens, right before you get to Green Acres. That whole neighborhood is a black neighborhood, and they got nothing but land, no gates, all the grass is kept good, and it's right 10 minutes away from the hood. So no, you are absolutely wrong. You probably just didn't know any well-to-do black people. So that's why
not what he's saying.
What I'm trying to say. So black people, they left. The black people that did good from the projects, and they figured out a way to move up, and they got a MTA job or something of that nature. They started working in
Uncle Jeff, I think I'm gonna have to send you a bill.
Yeah, you might need to tag my hand.
So what I'm saying is that once they started getting better and they got these city jobs and it's able to run it up and run them checks up, they was able to move to affluent black neighborhoods in New York, Queens, Brooklyn. Stop it.
Can I talk?
Uncle Jeff, please consider this a chat.
Okay. I think what Hood Conservative is getting at is the exact. He's basically speaking on my history. When my father started making enough money, we moved to a suburb of Chicago called Maywood. Maywood is where black people moved when they started doing better in their lives. But they moved to Maywood not because a bunch of black folks lived in Maywood. They moved to Maywood because a bunch of white folks lived in Maywood, and it was a nice place to be. And then the white folks left, and black people kept moving there, and that's what made this particular enclave. But to say
called white flight.
Yes, but to say that black people don't go, we got to get our kids out of here now that we make enough money, is not a conversation, is a bit disingenuous.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So in New York, it didn't happen that you went to where the white folks is at. You went to where other well-to-do black folks, like is a certain part in Queens where all the correction officers live.
Right.
It's a certain part in Queens also where in Brooklyn where all the bus drivers work. Like everybody sectioned up, and these are black folks that live where black folks are at, and they didn't have to force white folks to live.
But Sharon, no. That happened in a process. It was in like the 70s and early 80s when black folk really started flooding in there. Because look, the Irish and the Italian had those jobs on lock for a while. And then a lot of politicking had to take place to get people in. And so now you got black folk in those jobs. And where did they move? Where the Irish and Italians lived when they started making that money, they moved where those guys moved. Which is in Queens, which isn't out in those areas. Like Jeff he's not telling you something untrue. We're just describing the process that you're skipping over.
You might not know, but literally in Queens, they got spots where it's nothing but black folks live there, and that was it, because it was designated for well-to-do black folks. That was it. And that's where they moved to. And it was nothing. It was always black people there. And it's still black people there that own their houses in this part of Queens. We also got Jamaica Estates. It's another part of Queens where it was those are the very well black folks. You
know what? Then you guys, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let you be right about this. Perhaps white flight means something else.
In different states, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Then let's not argue.
So the white flight meant something, Uncle Jeff, in Long Island for us, right? So a lot of black folks started moving to Long Island, and the white folks started moving further towards the Hamptons.
Okay, that's true. What I'm trying to tell you is that I have to agree with you that there have been enclaves of that's the problem with integration. It was as if black people wasn't getting down funky on their own.
Right.
Left to their own devices,
and
black people are the shit. So no one is arguing you that the remnants of black people being the shit, and many of us being free even during slavery, being the shit for a very long time, no one's arguing you that. The point is being made, I think, or the point I got, is that Jackie and Kevin got tired of waking up to gunshots right outside of Kevin Jr.'s window. So they moved, and where they moved, a lot of white people lived. That's not, I'm telling you, that's the story for more than 7 black people. And that's the point I think he was making.
I mean that's fair for the projects, but black folks still moved around black folks, and we did pretty well in a lot of
Absolutely.
the spots in the different boroughs. You know, New York is very funny because you'll be driving through the borough and you'll see the difference of, even like you go to the Caribbean neighborhoods, you'll see it got the Guyanese part, the Jamaican part, the Trinidadian part, all on, like, you know, as you're driving through Flatbush Avenue, for example. You'll see the different cultures just translate throughout the drive, and then you start to see the African cultures come out. You start to see the African restaurants and so on and so forth. So New York is a very strange place. How closely everywhere has a little version of some kind of group.
Trump about to get rid of all that. Don't worry. Ain't gonna be nothing but potato salad and
Like
rain.
if you're looking for prostitutes, you go by Little Asia, and that's where all the prostitutes hang out at, in the Asian part of.
Yo, the new Muslim mayor nigga said, well, he's not new, but he's trying to be the mayor. He said he want to make prostitution legal or something in New York now.
Oh,
He's spot on. Well,
Yeah.
it's
The
because
Mom Donnie nigga.
He needs to get all these incels laid.
prostitution destroys families, and nothing could be better for black people than that. We need the family destroyed.
Why do we need the family destroyed?
Hear me out.
Maybe
Okay.
Do that. Let me send you.
Hear me out. Conscious moron. This is who your family is. Your family is a group of people who decided to fuck another group of people, make some kids, and they didn't ask you shit. That's who they are when you really look at them. This is why the Bible says a friend sticks closer than a brother, because you didn't pick your brother. You pick your friends. Your parents, Conscious. Your parents didn't pick your brother. They rolled the genetic dice and out popped Tank Tank. They didn't pick him.
Brother's nickname is
So here's what's happening right now, Brother Conscious.
I don't need another timeout, man.
Family. Dude, please don't, because this is very important. Real talk. Look up the term family. It means a group of workers, bruh. Look it up. Everything I'm saying is look upable right now.
But Jeff,
It's look upable right now.
That make that family bond even closer, like, because those are the people who like you grow up with, and
Yes.
bond, like even.
Yes.
But I'm saying, even though my sister might get on my everlasting nerves, I knew she's doing it out of love. Compared to, I don't know if my friend doing this to be jealous or he got an angle on me. I mean, I guess you can say the same thing with your brother.
You
as
can
well.
say the same thing with your family.
Well, here's the shortcut, brother. Do you see everything in society becoming binary? You got to be on one side or the other. Jab or don't take it.
There's no more nuance.
Republican, Democrat. Yes, the divides are becoming very clear and very binary, and they're cutting families in half. Those of you who you know in your family ain't shit, it's time to let them niggas go. You have to deal with tribe, brother.
Damn, that means my family letting me go.
No. Well, then you need to get your shit together or be with the other niggas that ain't got their shit together.
Wait.
Hold on. And I just want to let Java know I said Guyana, not Ghana. See, that's how I know. You ain't never been in New York. I said Guyana, not Ghana.
Yeah.
Uncle Jeff, why
Yes,
didn't
sir.
you just say become a separatist instead of going through all that?
I don't think because and I agree with you, Slimmy. I agree with you.
You don't have to say get rid of families, because you still gotta have family. Even
brother,
as a separatist, you still have to have some form of family, dog.
That was a crazy point.
That was
I want to know
But y'all not listen.
I do not endorse everything my speechwriter says, by the way.
Okay. Can I have 2 more minutes?
You even got hood
My
pause.
fault, bro.
God damn.
I have 2 more
That's a
minutes.
bridge too far.
You know what?
Can I have 2 more minutes? Yes or no?
Yes. So look, it's 8:53. It's about my bedtime. We're gonna start with Uncle Jeff. Go ahead with your final thoughts, and we're gonna go around like that. Go ahead.
Okay. Black people, when you get a chance, I want you to look up the term family. It comes from the root word familus, which means group of workers. Back in the day, when you heard the King of England wasn't finna do all that work. So he had lords and earls doing the work. These people were called landlords. Those landlords had house bonds working for them. That's where the name husband comes from. That dude went and found a wife, took her in, and all she could do is make kids. She couldn't help him.
Quick question, Jeff. What's that language? Familus. What language?
Well, I believe the root word is Latin. I believe it's Latin. That dude, all he could do with this woman is make babies. She couldn't help him. Do you know what that group was called? A family, a group of workers that live under a landlord to work the land. You don't come from that. You come from tribes. This is why on your way home from school, if you're old enough, you could get your ass whooped 3 times for the same offense, because the whole tribe was of a same thinking. A family is not necessarily thinking the same way. The only way you are going to survive is to make a tribe of those who think like you. And I'll leave it right there. Do your own fucking homework.
In other words, be a separatist. I mean,
no,
right though.
No, that's apples and bowling balls. They're not the same.
Jeff, you want to talk about this tribe thing? Because here's my contention. I want to debate something with you. If you got a minute, in like the next 20 minutes, we can start a new show.
Okay, I don't know. This is Sharon.
No. I'm pitching the idea to you. We'll take it to my channel because I'm on my way home and I'm gonna set it up in a few minutes. But
sure.
My argument is that tribe is a more primitive setup than the familus, as you described. And I would like to actually leave it there and debate that point with you later if you want to.
Absolutely. Oh my God, absolutely.
Okay, so we got a debate tonight, y'all. Hood Conservative and Uncle Jeff is gonna have a dope conversation about.
I'm like 20 minutes. I'm like 20. Give me like 30 minutes, y'all. Give me like 30 minutes.
Okay, and
awesome.
I'm gonna try to simulcast this. This is the first Giraffe Balls. I'm gonna bring it back tonight.
That's what's up. I like that. I like how we build it here. Shout out to Hood Conservative and
hold on. Giraffe? What? I don't know if I'm comfortable with this.
Okay. You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
You'll be all right.
I feel so uncomfortable already.
Screenwriter.
I don't know if that's low hanging fruit or not.
No, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That was funny as hell.
Okay.
You got any final thoughts?
Yeah, it was good to see you and Iz on a panel. Very peaceful though, man. You know, I like seeing that. Hopefully we can get one more up here and it be peaceful. You know who I'm talking about, but you know,
that's why we wasn't gender warring, bro. No gender war.
It's good to see you streaming because I ain't seen you streaming in so long. So it was just good to see you online, bro. I appreciate you for always having me up, man. We don't always see eye to eye, but I love it when we do, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. So like, I just appreciate you, man. I'm glad you keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep on, man. Keep on keeping on, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously. Thank you. ADS, you there? Or you sleep?
Yeah.
What's your final thoughts, sir?
Good show, Sharon. Now, I am a little shocked that we ain't seen no sisterhood back up here since you've been back up. Ain't been no Bomb Cherry, ain't been no Tiffocracy, ain't been no Tit for Tat. And we know we miss Diva. We miss Diva. We miss you, Diva. Wherever you at, baby, come back. Come back.
All right, man. Watch what you ask for.
That's when I leave the premises. That's when I get out of here, bro.
Hey, Conscious Moron, you got any final thoughts?
Great show as always, man. Great topic. Everybody just remember to always try and learn something new, like Granddad said.
Appreciate you. We got a late comer. Welcome to the show, Conservative J. What's your final thoughts, Conservative J? He's the youngster.
about the Trump versus President. What's Trump doing?
Exactly.
'Cause I just tuned in. No,
Exactly what
I
he
just
doing.
tuned in, bro.
Oh,
Just got
man,
finished playing.
you're
I just got finished
late.
playing
We
basketball,
just
man.
finished it. We just finished the show. You late, bruh. You gotta be on
They don't
time.
be sending out your notifications.
Damn, they got me on the block. Hey, we still hit $150 today, so that's still good. But yeah, we gotta make sure all of our notifications are on. It seems like I'm still gotta fight through some YouTube politics. It's all good. I don't know. I'm gonna have to write to somebody, tell them like, hey,
It's gonna be live tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again tomorrow.
All right, I'll try to be on there early tomorrow.
Maybe you should try and post it earlier, like when you gonna go live. Try and post it. Somebody told me to start doing that. Try and do like at least 4 hours before you do anything. Try and post it ahead, just so the algorithm can kind of play with it.
All right, and I just want everybody to always remember one last.
Don't get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this.